Good night. Just kidding. I was about to say good morning, and then I was like, "You dummy, it's not morning." But it actually is morning. Good morning, everybody. It's 2:50 in the morning. You know the deal. Pray in, devotion, good night. Let's do it. About to start the verse. Dear God, I thank you for today, God. I thank you for this amazing, beautiful person across the screen, God. And I pray, God, that today you would speak to them, God, that you would speak to them through this devotion, God, that they would not only receive something, God, but they would be able to take something and plant that seed in someone else's heart, in their mind, God. Continue to work on them. Continue, God, to show them who you are, God. For we know it's not by accident that they're here today, God. We love you. We thank you. In your name I pray. Amen. I'm very excited for today's verse. I actually did it with a couple friends from church. We did it together because we're doing a devotional on the Daniel fast in Bible Gateway. So shout out to my peoples if you're watching this. The verse is 1 Peter 5, verses 6 through 7. And you know we do the Message version. So be content with who you are and don't put on airs. So that verse is basically like, be okay, be satisfied with who you are. Don't try to like umph yourself up type of thing. God's strong hand is on you. He'll promote you at the right time. Live carefree before God. He is most careful with you. One more time. Live carefree before God. He is most careful with you. He's not saying to not care about your life. He's not saying to move in a way where it's like, oh, God got me. I'm going to do whatever I want to do. He's saying to be less selfish. Because the less selfish you are, the more tentative he is to you. Amen. Can I get an amen? Sorry. That was the spirit, y'all. I promise. I would never say something like that. That was the spirit. We'll have a devotion about that a different day. About moving in the spirit and not your flesh. But yeah, I love that verse so much. And I love the context that it comes in with Daniel. If you don't know who Daniel is, he was a man after God's heart. The Lord loved him. He was on fire in his youth with his friends. Look up the story of Daniel. It's really good. Basically, he fasted, and he was just a person after God's heart. He was from the corazón, okay? And in the context of this verse, in relation to the plan we did, it was basically saying to come to God with more humbleness and more humility. Now, how do we do that? How do we come to him? And why do we come to him with more humbleness? Why is he telling us to care less about ourselves, and then he'll care more about us? Check it. As life happens, it's going to be hard. Life is hard regardless if you serve God and if you don't serve God. You look at a Christian, ask them to tell you their testimony. I promise you're going to be shocked. You could go on YouTube. I think Del Alfie, I'll put it in the link. Their testimony's crazy. Ask a normal person just how their life is. I'm pretty sure they can tell you something hard they've been going through off the spot. And that's just showing you life is hard, you guys. Life is hard regardless of the person you are, regardless of the God you serve, regardless of anything. Life is just hard. It's just life. There's good in it and there's bad in it, and it's still beautiful. It's tragic, but it's hard. But when you serve a God, not just any God, when you serve the creator of life itself, you have one of the biggest advantages you could have. Life is going to be hard, but you're not fighting alone. When you don't have him, you're fighting alone. But when you have him, you have a supernatural, magnificent, inhumane, he's not even a person, inhumane God helping you fight. I mean, that's like rejecting a bulletproof vest and then running on the field. That's what it is. You might get shot, but at least you got the book. At least you're not getting as shot as you would if you were without it. You peep what I'm putting down. Cool. Let's go back to the verse. So be content with who you are. And tracing back to this, talking to him in humility, like we talked about last time, we're coming to him with a heart of, I just want to build my relationship with you. That thing, it traces back that way. He literally says, live carefree before God. He is most careful with you. The less we pour into ourselves, and the more we pour into others, the more he's going to look out for us. And you know why? Because we're looking out for his children. We're looking out for his people. We're mimicking him. You think of a God who was so selfless, literally gave his body, gave his spirit, his body to complete strangers. I don't even think we could fathom doing that. I don't think we can fathom taking a bullet for a complete stranger. Mind you, we aren't strangers to him. He knew exactly who he was dying for. But it's also, we know exactly who we're giving ourselves to. And you know who those are? It's a child of the Lord. That's someone that God felt deserved to have life. That's who we're giving ourselves to. And it could be at the cost of our pride. It could be at the cost of our dignity. It could be at the cost of our self-respect. In the world's terms. Devotions. We're going to learn devotions about that too. But at the cost of that, it could be at the cost of yourself, of your own pride. But to ourselves, it may be draining to do that. But to God, he sees the sacrifice we're making, pours right back into us. So if you say, in terms of this verse, you would literally be like, no, I don't care about myself. I care about you. You take this. And God's like, I got you. I got you. The best way I could put this into terms is if you're walking into Wendy's and you're going with your friend and you're going to get a 4 for $4. You have $5. You see a homeless person. It's really cold outside. You know what? Like, you spend that $5. You get them. You imagine you're starving. You're hungry. You get that $5. You buy them something. You get them the 4 for $4. You give them the 4 for $4. And your friend turns around and is like, I knew you were going to do that. I got you a 4 for $4. I got you this. And you're just like, mind you, you put your own hunger to the side for a complete stranger. But your friend who knew you because you built that relationship with them got it for you. So I'm just saying, God gonna always look out for you as long as you. That heart, guys. Kill your flesh and live for God. Good night. I love you, beautiful people. Have a great day. Have a great morning. Or however your day's going. Have a great night.